What's going on, guys? Welcome to Backyard Pit Stop. Today's project is I have a 2015 Ram 1500 right here. I believe it's a 2015 or a 2014, but anyways, this one is a fully loaded version. It had the brown desert seats or whatever. Anyways, it was like brown, and then it had the heated. It's got the heated steering wheel. It had heated seats. However, I swapped those seats over into my 2016 Ram 1500. Let me show you guys how it looks. Now, I was a little skeptical at first just because my truck, my daily driver, this is my daily driver. It's a silver Ram 1500, it's crew cab as well. I was a little skeptical due to the color, you know, having it being like the graphite with the black, and then see the interior. I've got the brown seats. I did all around. I did the back seats as well, and then I also got this. I also went ahead and took the armrest. Now, when I went to go swap over the seats, I wasn't sure if the heated seats were going to work or not. Turns out they do work. All you need to do is make sure that you swap over this this module right here as well. So if you can see, it's got the heated seats on both sides, and then the donor car also has the heated steering wheel. So since the seats worked in this truck, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can swap out the steering wheel and see if that works as well. Now, some of you might give me crap about the whole color combo. Honestly, people don't even notice it. People who've gotten in my truck, they just think it's factory. It's really not that bad, you know. It's kind of growing on me, and then especially with the display, you can change it to the Longhorn, like the brown display, and it just kind of blends in with the whole thing. I thought about doing the whole dash and the door cards, just because I have the donor truck, but you know, it just seems like too much work for, you know. Plus I don't want to rip out a dashboard or anything out of this truck. You know, a heated steering wheel is nice, especially here in, you know, good old Michigan. It already started snowing. So yeah, I went ahead and started taking apart the steering wheel. So here's the donor truck. It's just, I'm pretty sure it's a 14. It's actually a 2014, but we got lucky because it is the 8-speed transmission. That's when they were transitioning from the 6-speed to the 8-speed, and this one does have the 8-speed. When we got the truck, it's basically got a junk title, so we can't really finish it or work on it. We got it as a donor vehicle for the front end. Believe it or not, I don't know if this truck flipped or whatever. The bed is messed up, the roof is messed up, but the front end and the other side and these, like both doors, like both sides doors, are actually solid. And they said the car didn't run and drive, but when it got here, I just hooked up a jump starter to it, and I drove it right in here. I backed it up right here. So I've got ideas for what I'm gonna do with this truck. I've seen a couple guys on YouTube and, you know, on the internet, you know, take their trucks or whatever and, you know, rip the whole body panels off of it, and I don't know, maybe get some racing seats in there, put a cage over it, and just, you know, get this thing as like a dune rail / you know, mud bogger type of thing, you know. Maybe put some big tires now that the fenders and the bed are going to be off. But this, you know, we'll see. You know, it's got the 5.7 Hemi in it. It does have like 114,000 miles on it. But when I turned it on and drove it in here, it ran solid. So we'll see what we're gonna do. So stay in tune for this truck. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get to the steering wheel. All right, guys. So I discovered one thing. If you're in my boat, I have a 2016 Ram 1500. That's my daily driver, and I have a donor truck here. This is a 2014 donor truck, but this one was fully loaded, like I said, heated seats and all that. With the heated steering wheel, you're not only replacing the steering wheel, you're replacing the steering wheel, the clock spring assembly here module, and obviously the switches that go down there, as I showed earlier. Before you try to attempt this, you want to check with your truck first. I got lucky. you want to try, before you start disassembling everything, what you do is you remove the top panel, the top cover, and then you look above your clock spring. Now, what you're looking for is this blue wire right here. This blue wire is what you're going to be connecting to the clock spring. Well, obviously you're going to connect all your other connections. However, this blue wire is, I believe, what powers up the heated steering wheel. Now, this, you see, it's just a dummy wire right now. It's just a connector. However, I'm pretty sure it's integrated into, you know, the switch and the module and all that. So, to do this, we're gonna go ahead and grab our T20 torque screw, bring our steering wheel up. We're gonna get underneath here. There's two of them that you need to remove, one on each side. There's one, and then one on the right side here. So remove that. All right. And then bring that back down. And if you got a flathead screwdriver or some kind of plastic trim remover, just kind of pry the two. You'll see the seam right here. Just kind of pry the two apart, and then just gently, you know, get at it, pull it out, set that aside. Now this is the hard part. So to do this part, we're going to use a front-facing camera. All right, guys. So I got the battery disconnected for the truck. Now that this top cover is off, this top cover, we've got these 3 clips. I don't know if you can see them, those metal clips, horizontal. There's 3 of them. We got to get underneath with a flathead screwdriver or a pick. A pick would probably be better. And then just kind of pry it up. And while you're doing that, just kind of, you know, peel back at the airbag cover. So let's put that there. Let's see if we could get it with that. Got my flathead screwdriver. Just gonna try to shove it in there as good as possible. Don't you love it when you watch YouTube videos and these just look really easy for whoever's doing it? I'm actually on the struggle bus right now. I struggled a whole bunch with the other steering wheel. This wasn't that bad. It's getting the steering wheel off the center column there is the hard part. Alright, so I got that one removed. Let's go on to the next one. Dozer. All right, so now that the clips are all removed, we're gonna go ahead and kind of shimmy this out. So since we're going to be removing the bottom panel as well, we're going to go ahead and lift up the steering wheel using that lever. Okay, and we're gonna grab our T20 bit here. Take that one off. That's the center T20. We should remove the steering wheel first, so let's get back to the steering wheel. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the steering wheel is center. There we go. Come on. All right, and then we're gonna grab a 13 millimeter for the bolt that goes in the center. That is a 14. Where's my 13 at? Okay, so there's a 13 mil with an extension. Now this one's a tough cookie to pop out. Use all the leverage I can. And start turning it. Okay, I have my Ugga Dugga tool here. Alright, so that's going to be popped out. Now this is the hard part. Before we start pulling things apart, you want to make sure that obviously your airbag connectors are off, and then there's another connector up top. Where is my flathead screwdriver? I think I left it inside. Actually, here, let's see if I can pop it out. There we go. So we pop that out. And then sometimes there's a, let's see. Is there a zip tie? Nope. Okay, we should be free. All right. So to get this out, what I did was I went ahead and got like a 3-jaw puller. There's people who, you know, just yank on it a whole bunch on the steering wheel and try to get it off. Some succeed, some don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this just so I don't like bash myself in the face or anything like that. So what I ended up doing is I got a 3-jaw puller from Harbor Freight. I broke one arm. Didn't do it on purpose. It's just Harbor Freight. What do you expect? So what I'm gonna do is, anyways, you can only use 2 of the arms. I only managed to get 2 of the arms on there. I'm gonna get them on both sides here. So what I did is I went ahead and got like a small socket to fit in the center there, and I fed that through the center of this. And this, because I've got 2 arms on there, I'm gonna need to prop it up like this. That way it's not trying to come down as I'm pulling on it. All right. Okay. It's not the best, but it works. It worked on the other one. I'm pretty sure it's going to work on this one too. So because I only have space, or I'm only able to use 2 of the arms, you can see one arm there and one arm over here on both sides of the steering wheel, and the 3rd arm broke / it doesn't fit anywhere anyways. So I went ahead and propped this up using a rubber mallet. That way when you go to screw this in, this kind of wants to come down. So what that does is it keeps it in place. It almost makes up for that 3rd arm. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start screwing on this. That's a 14 mil, and we're gonna do it slowly until the steering wheel pops off the steering column. There we go. Or did I just break? There we go. Came right off. Now, don't do it as just like I did. Got to do it a little easier than that. But yeah, it works. Before I even started taking apart the clock spring I went ahead and I put the steering wheel back on where it was in position. And I made sure that the wheels or the alignment, I moved the steering wheel back to the straight position. That way we know that the clock spring is in the center of, of where it's set. So that when we go to put on the other truck, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that the wheels are center on that one too. You have a T20 that goes up here. It's just a silver T20, and then there's another silver T20 that goes right there. Let's see if we could focus. Yeah, so right there. And then obviously you're gonna have all these connectors that you're gonna be unplugging. You got 1, 2, 3 on the bottom, and then there's this gray one right here that you're gonna remove. Let's see. This gray one, you're gonna pop that out like that. This white one you're gonna pop out, and then this blue one you're gonna pop out of this. You can see where the blue one was, and this is actually different than my clock spring. There's this whole assembly here, and then obviously there's the center wire that's coming out that goes to the heated steering wheel element. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off right now, and then we'll go to the other truck and start tearing that one apart. Now I just gotta try to fish this out. Just like that. This part you don't really want to turn because there's a like a thin film in there. That's your clock spring film or whatever, and that's easy to break. If you turn this a little too much, it'll break. Turn it the other way, it'll break. And you want it to stay kind of exactly where you had it when you took the steering wheel off. We won't be using this anymore because I've got the new clock spring, but I still want to preserve it just in case if something doesn't work out and if I need it for a different truck or something. Let's make it easy on us. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna start removing all the connectors. There's one up there. On the side here. There's one. Right there. Another one. And this one I can't really get to. We'll get to it when we take it off. Alright. So to take this off, T20 again. There's one on the bottom. Silver screw on the bottom. I'm really praying this works because it's getting cold out here, and my wife's car has the heated steering wheel, and I'm kind of jealous. So if this works, that'd be awesome. Alright, so those two screws are what's holding it in place, and then it should just kind of shimmy off like that. Got this gray connector, and then that blue connector is the one that you're going to need. You need to pop it out. There we go. And just like that. So what I'm probably going to do is tape this in its spot if there's a way or something like that, because you don't want that to shift. Alright, just make sure you're holding on to that. This piece, you don't want that to be moving. Remember, I had it centered on the other truck. So what we're going to do is we're going to start connecting all this back. All the gray connector goes there. Blue connector goes to the, where it goes. Let's see if I could just try to get it on there. Let's see if the holes line up. Yep, the holes are lined up, so I'm gonna go ahead and start put in my silver screws just to make sure that this stays in place. You want to make sure everything's connected. All right. White connector and a yellow connector. Okie dokie. Just give it a quick scan through. Let's do the bottom cover. Okay, that was kind of a struggle, but it's on there now. All right, let's get the steering wheel on. Make sure that you fish this stuff through the top. Be very careful. We're on. Let's connect everything. How about that? There's a connector that goes up top to the clock spring, and there's your connector for the heated steering wheel element that's on the left side here, down here. It's a white connector, and then what's left is your airbag connectors. So by the way, when you go to put the steering wheel on, there's really no wrong way to put it on, because there's a groove that you got to match up with the groove on the column. It's just that clock spring is what you got to be worried about, because that clock spring, you want to make sure that it didn't turn, you know, X amount more than what it's supposed to be. So let's grab our 13 mil again here, and then as always, I like to hand thread everything first, and then you use your Ugga if you need it. Don't really know what the torque spec is for this, but I'm just gonna kind of install it to where, like how I feel like it was when I took it off. All right. It's on there pretty good. That's not going anywhere. So do we want to use the brown or the black? I think we're going to go ahead and use the black just to kind of get the whole pattern going. So go ahead and install the black connector for the airbag. Install the yellow connector. Then we're going to go ahead and clip this into place. Alright, that's in place. And before we put the top steering wheel cover on, or the column cover, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the battery and see if this works, hopefully. Check a horn. Horn works. Wiper works. Turn signal works. High beams. Alright, the steering wheel button, or the steering wheel light, heated steering wheel is on. So we'll kind of give it a minute and see if that works. Let's see if the volume works. I can change the channels.
2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money.
Yep, it's getting warm.
How to build long-term wealth with income properties. To get two free tickets to Van's workshop, text your
that's definitely getting warm.
To 82,000.
So that's how you install a. Oh, here, let's turn that off. So that's how you install a heated steering wheel onto your Ram 1500. Like I said, this is a 2016 Ram 1500. Donor truck was a 2014. I'm pretty sure it's a 14. What you need is your steering wheel cover, or your steering wheel, your heated steering wheel. You're gonna need the clock spring, and then you're gonna need the, let's see, and then you're gonna need this panel right here, this module panel, whatever. So you got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and heated seat over there. Yeah, I'm kind of digging it. You know, there's not enough light out, but we'll see. Got the brown with the black, and then, you know, brown seats and then black interior, so kind of blends in pretty good. So what's left to do is the 3 torque screws. Basically, I'm gonna go ahead and put this panel back on and put the torque screws, and we're all set. As always, thank you for watching. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and you know, comments anything below if you have any questions to this install, or if you have any criticism or comments, or if you want me to cover something else, feel free to comment below. Yeah, stay up to date with the shenanigans here at Backyard Pit Stop, and as always, thank you for watching. Peace out.